All right, let's get started. My name is Zuzu, and I'm a digital marketing guy. Just not the typical one, but well, my goal is to become one of the best in this field. Now, now, all right, you might say, okay, you can't really do that much if you only have one video. Well, that's just for starting. So today, I want to talk to you about Facebook ads policy 2019, and if you can see what I'm doing, I'm pretty much going to talk all about different kind of Facebook strategy and everything regarding with, well, Facebook advertisement. Now, it's very important to talk about policy and rules before we jump into how we actually are going to do it. If we don't, it's likely that your ads at some point will get taken down, and then you can come back to watch this video again or change a little bit here and there. So let's start. We are going to talk about four different parts. The general part is going to talk generally about what type of businesses that's not that suitable for Facebook advertisement. And we're going to talking about the process of when you submit an ad and what is going to happen and what is potentially going to happen. Then we're going to move on forward to the next three: copy, creative, and targeting. Each one has a little bit different rules and restrictions regarding Facebook ads. Alright, let's begin. If you're new to Facebook advertisement, don't worry. I mean, we all start somewhere. So just to give you a basic rundown, this is a screenshot I got from Facebook. Now, when you're scrolling down the feed, you sometimes see a title sponsored. It's very it's obvious, but sometimes we just very oversee the obvious part. The elemental is the person or the page that's running the ad. So that is the company. Below that, create amazing customer-made pop-up with the industry's best page builder. That is the copy. Now, some people call it the content. It really doesn't matter. Well, there's a lot going into it. Just to talk about the copy part. Now we're moving down. There's the video, or it can be image or anything that Facebook allows you to do. That's creative. Moving down to the bottom, usually you will see something like shop now, learn more, download. That's a CTA, that's a call to action button. And once you click that, you're gonna be directed to the landing page, the URL. Now that's more or less the lifespan or the middle lifespan of the ad. Now there are 5 types of businesses that might not be suitable for Facebook advertisement, and with that being said, actually it's not that suitable for anything if it's on social media, especially if it's because you're gonna see very soon. So the first type we're gonna talk about is the adult content. So anything pornography related, sex toys and everything, that's not gonna work. All right, you just can't do that. Next, sales of consumption drugs like you're gonna laugh when you hear all these five, because they're very self-explanatory, but still worth mentioning. Okay, drugs, you cannot do that, and gambling, very tricky unless you get approved, pre-approved by Facebook. Gaming gamblings, for example. Also, you cannot sell weapons and tobacco. So if you're not doing anything these 5 related, which is it's not likely for people in that field actually doing Facebook ads. Now I will be really surprised if you actually find someone who's doing that. But yeah, don't do that. Okay, the process of your ad and how it's gonna be. So when you click that place order button, what's gonna happen is that sometimes you just get approved automatically. I had that happen, and I see a lot of people having that happen. And also you can have a 24-hour, you get a notification saying that if you can do this or not. And when you have a yes, okay, now your ad is gonna set up and run. But sometimes just be aware you might get multiple reviews depending on the performance of the ad. So for example, you posted in an ad that's not so appropriate, a lot of users might click this is a spam or click hide. So I do think that Facebook used this kind of statistic to do a further evaluation. Let's say, alright, why this ad has so many people hiding it, why this ad has so many reports, then they will have to send people to actually take a look at the ad again or review the ad to see if the ad is actually something not so appropriate to be shown on Facebook. So just so you know, and just be aware that this can happen. Now the second possibility is that you don't get approved. Usually the easy fix is just to change a few of the wording. Yeah, just check your copy, check your creative, change a little bit of things here and there. Now you can fix it. All right. If not, you can also appeal the ad. I will link it below in the description. And you will also get an email saying why your ad might not be approved. Yes, so that is that. Copy rules. The copy rules is, for me, the first one is really interesting. So technically speaking, Facebook really doesn't like when you in the ad when you mention something that tells the user that you know some characteristic of them. This is really funny because Facebook has all the information, so they clearly do, and they know you do, but the thing is they don't want the audience to know that you do. So you cannot say things like, hey, Christian woman, if you want to find a Christian man, please. So they will know, oh, how did you know my information? Even though it's quite obvious, like everyone knows your information is stored online, and this kind of data related is not the first time Facebook getting in trouble with. But you cannot directly or indirectly imply you know the information. So if you're a local business, if you're running ads for local business, an easy way to say is something like, let's say if I live in Madrid, okay, I can say, hey, Madrid. Now, I'm not applying, even though it's still indirectly applying. I know you're from Madrid, but that's okay because there are flaws in the system. But just so you know, if sometimes you make it too obvious, or hey, if like something like let's say hey, congratulations on your babies and things like that, so people know, hey, how did you know I just delivered, you know? So you cannot do that. Number 2, watch your language. This one is very self-explanatory. Just don't curse in the ad. I don't usually, you won't do that in the first place. And also important thing is that make sure your grammar is right. Unless you're Grammarly, that can be kind of interesting. But usually, okay, watch your grammar, watch your language. No cursing, no strong language. Just be aware. Okay, if you get a warning on the ad, make sure you fix that. But just don't write it in the first place. Number 3, false information. Let's say you'll get extra 2 or 3 inches within weeks. Now you can be thinking of your height or something else, but the bottom line is do not give information that doesn't deliver. I know it's I mean, I'm from China. In China we used to have different ads that we don't have the policy of that. So you can say whatever you want. You can say this thing can cure you from cancer and anything. There's no regulation, but on Facebook in the Western world is don't overpromise and be transparent. All right, that's good. That's a good thing. I approve that. Okay, like this. All right, this is not acceptable. Are you a Christian? Because now this implies the religion of a person. Buy this shirt, Greg. This way. Oh, by the way, I got this from the Facebook blueprint. Now you may say, why don't we just go look at the Facebook blueprint? Let me tell you, it's such a pain in the ass to watch it, and it's too much wordy. It's very wordy, and they don't get to the point. And sometimes it's the easy thing can be said in 10 minutes. They have to explain in a way that you just hate to read it. But since it's written by Facebook, and I thought it's a good idea just to combine the official information with some of my own understanding to give you a better version of it and try to make it fun. All right. Now this is okay. So meet Christian woman. You see, like the difference is not that big. You still feel like I know your religion, but this one is just more mild. Okay, personalized T-shirts. That's okay. Yep. Creative rules. Now we talked about creative is the video, the image, usually like these two. Now you cannot use misleading button. Okay? before and after, especially in the fitness niche. The fitness is on Facebook it's very interesting. They don't like it. It almost feels like it's some political correctness. They don't like telling people or indirectly telling people being overweight is not okay. I mean, I don't think it's okay, but if that's how they like to roll, we have to follow that. Okay. Number 3, sexually suggestive. Yeah, this on Facebook. Later I'll show you some photo. It's easy to watch. Shocking and brand assets and tax penalty. Okay, so number 1, if you look at the that's a misleading that's a misleading button. Okay, what's a misleading button is that if you cannot put a unclickable image just to make people click on that. It's not CPA. It's not. It just don't do that. It's really low. If I see people do that for their ad, I'm not gonna do anything. So that's good to know. Before and after, like I say, they don't like that. If you're running a fitness related niche, whether you're selling product or personal training services, be sure not to post that. I personally don't think there's anything wrong. I think it's a really good personal testimonial, but the rule is the rule. So let's leave it at that. Sexually suggestive. I was having a hard time searching photo. No puns intended. I was having a hard time finding this kind of sexually seductive photo, but also at the same time being okay to put it on the video. But you get the idea. No sexually suggestive video. Just yeah. You can let's say if you sell underwear for men, you probably don't want to do sexually suggestive unless you want to target a different target audience. Okay, let's move on to the number 4, which is shocking, disturbing. Basically, you don't want to post something too strong. You don't want to post people getting shot, post people that might spike really negative emotion, sadness, traumatizing that. Yeah, here's a quick tip on how you can decide whether it's a good idea. Now, when you put the ad, especially the creative, just ask yourself, if my son is looking at this, is it okay? Do I want to cover that, or is it okay to let him watch? Now, most of the time, besides, the number 2, sometimes you get the common sense, and then it helps you a little bit, but usually you get the idea. Branded assets. Facebook doesn't like when you use their own logo, and let's say saying that you're somehow affiliated with Facebook or you're a partner, certain thing, if you're not. So they do not use logo, especially Facebook, because the people who are reviewing it, they are super sensitive with the logo. So just be careful on that. The last one is called the tax penalty. This one is very new to me. Apparently, they say your tax should not be 20% more of your actual image. Now look at this photo. If you have all the tags over your image, first of all, you clearly don't know what the copy is, because that's where you're supposed to put the text. And the image is supposed just to spike emotion and increase the conversion rate. So make sure you do not put that many tags, because it's gonna really limit your reach, and sometimes they even stop delivering to the other people. So now you know. Targeting rules. It's just restriction. There are a few things that you need to keep in mind. Some of them, the restriction is automatically implied, even though if you don't follow the rule, the Facebook, the system, it's going to automatically adjust into that. But it's always good to know. So, for example, regarding with alcohol, if you're selling drinks, to let's say you're targeting Canada, all right, you're targeting Canada, Iceland, and then Sweden. The issue is that they have different age restriction for drinking. Now you cannot target people who's 19 if you have Sweden within that target option. All right. So if what I'm saying is that if you have multiple cities or multiple countries you want to target, make sure you use the highest age restriction. So if you have Sweden, well, you're gonna target 25 about. That's just the baseline how you want to do that. And make sure do not target places that that doesn't allow drinking. That's your homework you gotta do if you're running business in alcohol. Health and fitness products or services and financial services, they are all 18 plus, so the target should be above that. It's pretty straightforward. They also have something said called non-discrimination, which is a policy they have within the Facebook ad the platform. So, but I'm pretty sure no one actually looks at it. But the issue with this one is sometimes it can get tricky, and because look, if you have a policy written in Facebook, right, which means that policy is taken into place and also can affect decision in the long run. Now let's say you make an ad which is completely okay, but if some audiences are too sensitive for certain content, they will report back to Facebook saying, hey, look, you have this non-discrimination policy, and I feel like I'm being offended in certain area. Now that can be an issue. Just posting this out here, just so you know what can be the potential issue with this one. But more or less, all right, that's I just covered the whole policy regarding with copy, creative, and the targeting. Now, as a bonus, I wanna talk a little bit about the landing page as well. We haven't talked about that because actually the landing page can also affect you. It can also, if you have a horrible landing page, when the user click, you get directed into this page which has nothing to do with your ads, or the link is broken. These can also influence the revealing process of your ad. And also make sure the message from your copy is similar to the message we see in the landing page, because it's important on a business sense of view as well. Look, if you're talking about in a very happy voice, talking about, hey, buy this, that, and then you go to the landing page, which the message, the image, and everything else doesn't reflect what was originally presented in the copy. That's gonna be a problem. All right. So that is that the landing page. Make sure you do that, and please don't do. Facebook doesn't like it when the user go to the landing page and you also have a pop-up as people to sign up certain things to access the content. I know people do that. It's click per action and a lot of different niche, but it's not ideal to do that, and I would say not to do it because it's really easy to get spammed, and also get reported. It's in worst case your ad account is gonna get deleted or deactivated. In the long run, it's not a good idea. So that is that. So I want to talk a little bit about the goal before you go. Now for me, I've been learning digital marketing for a long time, and I love just exploring different ways and strategy on how to do things. So I had my own social media group. Now the goal of the Facebook group is to find the best tools, extension, apps in terms of social media, just to always stay on the frontier of social media, trying new things and reviewing what's working, what is not. So if you're interested in that, make sure to take a look. And I do want to build a group, and I do want to have a community that is supportive. That sounds just weird. But if you're interested in me as a person, you can follow my Instagram. I used to run that as a business page, but now I think it's more important to have a personalized content, because Instagram, in a whole new world, it's some certain things that just don't work that well, and trust me on that. Now that's it. I'll be posting more videos in terms of Facebook, and I will see you shortly. Bye bye.